Hey everyone, it's Josh, and this is my second video of the day. And what I'm going to talk about today is something I alluded to in my video from earlier this morning. So I'm talking to some friends in Wisconsin when I was in Wisconsin, and they're kind of hinting at me that I should call the police on Brooke Farmer, the assistant manager here, because her behavior is consistent with stalking and harassment. There's the constant emails, there's the threats to evict, there's the notices on my door, there's the personal visits from Brooke, there's all this stuff. And so we get into looking into Iowa law, and sure enough, Brooke's behavior does qualify as stalking or at least harassment. So people are kind of telling me that maybe I should press charges against Brooke Farmer, so I need to tell you guys that I just can't do that. First of all, Haverkamp is way too connected around here. Nobody's going to do any jail time over any of this. So if I ever even tried to press charges against Brooke, it wouldn't work. Secondly, it's just, I would have to violate every moral and ethical principle that I live by in order to press charges in this situation. Nobody has ever gone to jail because of me. I have never snitched on anybody. I have never filled out a statement against anybody. I have never called the police on anybody to have them arrested. I have never given the police any information about anybody. And I never intend to. I'm not a snitch. And I will never ever be a snitch. Brooke could shoot 3 people right in front of me, and I still wouldn't call the cops. If they catch up with her on their own, that's good for them. But me, I don't snitch and I don't do that stuff. So that's just not a route that I would ever go down. As far as like pressing charges against people, I've never pressed charges against anybody in my life, and I never will. It's not who I am. That's just the way it is. I don't know how else to explain it. Now, some of you out there might feel some type of way about that. But I have my own code of ethics and morals that I live by. And those ethics and morals kept me alive for years in the streets. And even though I don't get in no trouble no more, I still have the same basic morals and ethics. And those same morals and ethics keep me out of trouble to this day. You got to understand, there's this thing called karma. If you call the police on somebody, press charges against somebody, if you're one of those people that likes to do stuff like that, well, you're inviting bad karma into your life because you're causing, trouble in a person's life that they're not causing for you. And God looks at that and he says, okay, you want to play the game like that? I can play the game like that too. And then God brings bad karma your way. Now, Brooke does deserve something for this, but she deserves to be kicked out of the landlord business forever. She doesn't deserve to be sitting in jail with, child molesters and rapists and stuff just because she's coming at me all foul. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what she's doing is technically against the law. Could catch her a criminal charge if I ever wanted to pursue that, but I'm just not the type of person that pursues stuff like that. However, she is indeed a stalker. There's just no other way to explain it. Like I said, the emails, the notices on my door, the threats, the fact that she's actually knocked my door, all of this unprovoked. Okay? If I had done any of that stuff to anybody else, if the situation had been reversed and I was constantly sending Brooke emails and I was leaving threatening notices on her door and I was showing up at her door to try to impose my will on her, I would be sitting in jail for a stalking charge or at least a harassment charge. So there's no question she's a stalker. I'm going to call her Stalker B from now on. B for Brooke, obviously. She's now known as Stalker B. That's who she is. She's a stalker. She ain't nothing else. And you know she's a stalker because she doesn't do this with other tenants. The stuff she's trying to pull on me, she's not doing this with any other tenants. So, definite stalker. Brooke Farmer is a stalker. No question about it. I have the receipts to prove it. So, and she deserves to be booted from the landlord business forever, and she should never have any sort of position in life where she has any power over anybody again. That's true. But as far as pressing charges, I can't do that. It's not who I am. That's just the way it is. Now, like I said, I got Iowa Legal Aid representing me now. They're not like full-time representation for me, but they've represented me to the point where they're going to step in if Haverkamp messes with me again. So, I've got that wall of protection, thank God. I'm very thankful to Iowa Legal Aid for that. And that buys me at least a little bit of breathing room to work on some other things in my life and to plan my next move as far as what I'm going to do about this Haverkamp situation. Because now they can't just, push me around and put notices on my door without some kind of pushback now that I have representation. So that's something I'm very grateful for. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today, or at least for this video. I'm going to make another video today regarding something not Haverkamp related. We're going to talk about my health in a second here, but excuse me, that's all I have to say for this one.